Have you ever wondered what it would be like to eat inside the castle at Disney World? Well, you're in luck because that's exactly what we're doing right now. Stay tuned. First thing, you guys, I've got to let y'all know, this video was filmed after a full park day at Magic Kingdom. I am talking rope drop to park close. We had one of the last reservations of the night at 9:35 p.m. So I was extremely tired. My parents are in town. I was taking care of all the girls all day. So I didn't get to film my live reactions to the food because I was just too exhausted. But I promised to go over all of the things, all of the characters, all the food, and give you my honest reviews. So don't worry, let's get started. To get to Cinderella's Royal Table, you will have to go to the back of the castle, and when you are facing the back, it will be on your left. You can see the windows here. That is the actual restaurant that you will be going into. The restaurant opened its doors in October 1971 under a very different name. Oddly enough, it was named King Stephen's Banquet Hall after Sleeping Beauty's father, although it was located within Cinderella Castle. This was due to the fact that Disney Imagineers wanted to give it a regal name, and since Cinderella's father was unnamed, as was Prince Charming's, it was named after Sleeping Beauty's. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what it was. It did not change until April 28th, 1997, almost 26 years later, to Cinderella's Royal Table. That's a little fun fact for you. Now let's get into the restaurant itself. Once you walk in, you are greeted by a hostess who will announce your royal family name, and then you will wait in kind of a long line actually to meet Cinderella herself. There is a PhotoPass photographer there to take all of the royal portraits of your family if you have Memory Maker. I believe these might be included. They might not though, so just make sure you have Memory Maker for your trip. It's totally worth it in my opinion. Cinderella will take time with your little ones or with you to chat and catch up and take as many portraits as you'd like. We got some really great family photos. These make great keepsakes. Again, can't recommend Memory Maker enough. All right, let's talk pricing. This is going to be the most expensive meal that you can get inside of Magic Kingdom. Breakfast is going to run $69 per adult, $42 per child, and lunch and dinner will run $84 per adult and $49 per child. I am going to be real honest with you guys. You are paying for location. This is honestly the premier location you could ever possibly eat at Walt Disney World, and that is why the price tag is so high. Now, if you've been following me a long time, you know that my family has a table curse, and we always get sat at literally the worst table in every single restaurant. I don't know why. It's just a curse that we have. And unfortunately, it followed us to Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, we have been to this restaurant 3 times, you guys, 3 times, and we have never been sat by the window. So here is my biggest pro tip of all if you eat at Cinderella's Royal Table. Don't check in on the app like I did. Check in with the hostess and request a window table. I am telling you, unless you want this to be your view, just do what I say, okay? I requested another table immediately and was told all of the tables were taken or assigned to families already, but then my dad went to go find a manager and somehow a better table came available. It was still up top, but at least we weren't staring at the wall. So, you know, it is what it is. Moving on. Okay, let's talk characters. You will always be able to meet Cinderella right when you come in. She greets guests. That's just how it works. But you will also meet 4 other princesses while you dine, but you are not guaranteed to meet any specific princess because they rotate, and so it will be a surprise who you get to meet that day. We got to meet Sleeping Beauty, Jasmine, Ariel, and Merida. Probably the greatest part of Cinderella's Royal Table, aside from the fact that you're eating inside the castle, is that these characters are going to take their time with your kiddos or with you. You can get their autographs. They'll ask you questions. You can ask them questions. You'll have in-depth conversations, do some twirls even, learn how to be a princess. I mean, the list goes on. These character interactions are so incredibly special, and it's part of the reason that price tag is so high on this meal. But I mean, you guys, just look at these smiles. Ugh, those are priceless. Sometimes you might even get to catch a cute character interaction like this one we got to see between Ariel and Merida.
Okay, well, you do twirls like this. Seven types, but she's right.
She actually has 8 of my dingle hoppers in here.
Oh, no, it's seven. One more.
One fell out. One over there. One over here. One big back there. Do you think your brother's going to find them?
No, guys.
I got snore very hard. All right there.
It's not like six. One more for that.
Okay, it's finally time. Let's talk food. The price that you pay includes an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. There are 3 or 4 options of each of those. They also offer beer, wine, champagne, flights of beer, wine, champagne, and they've got 4 different specialty cocktails. The kids' meal is going to be about the same. Again, this costs $49 per child. They will get 1 appetizer, 1 entree, 2 sides, and a dessert. They do come with the coloring kids menus, which always makes my kids happy. All meals come with fancy water, but I also tried the mimosa and it was a mimosa. My mom tried the shrimp, I tried the butternut squash soup, and my dad tried the braised beef. They were all okay, nothing to write home about though, and the kids' appetizers were pretty lackluster in my opinion. The kids' meals were kids' meals, nothing too special here. My daughter said the steak was kind of chewy, so there's that. My mother had the grouper, which was pretty good. I really actually liked the grits on the bottom. My dad and I both had fillets, which were fine. They were cooked okay, but the potatoes were ice cold and the broccolini was, let's just say, not very much, and it was just not cooked well. I don't know. Look at that. My husband had the lamb and he liked it, but listen, the food was fine, but it just wasn't the caliber that I expect to see when I'm eating inside the most royal, regal place at Walt Disney World. My dessert was the clock strikes 12 and it was really delicious. This was probably my favorite part of the meal. It was chocolate mousse, but it was very good and the ice cream was a great compliment to it as well. However, this coffee pate creme, you guys, this was the nastiest thing I've ever had in my life. It is coffee-infused coconut custard, passion fruit gelée, and crumbled chocolate espresso beans. I cannot stress this enough. Do not get this dessert. It is horrendous. The cheesecake was okay, but nothing special. Aside from the characters, the highlight of this meal for my kids was, and always has been, the build your own cupcake. The girls love doing this. They think it's so fun. They would pay $100 just to do this inside the castle. So, makes it all kind of fun and worth it at the end. So overall, I'm giving the food here about a 4 out of 10. The good news is the menu is undergoing major changes in May in 1 month. So hopefully we'll get some better food soon. Another thing they do here is everybody gets a wishing star and they have this little ceremony where you get to make a wish. Here it is. Hold your wishing star. What are you wishing for? Just kidding. Don't tell me your wish. The last thing that's included with this meal are magic wands or swords for your little ones and for you if you want. So, it's a cute little touch. Last thing we got to do here is check out the restrooms because you guys, who doesn't want to see what a bathroom is like inside of Cinderella Castle, right? Don't worry, it was the end of the night, so no one was there. But overall, these bathrooms are pretty. There's only 3 stalls in here. But again, I expect more. Like, we're inside the castle, so I want more elegance, more extravagance, and this just, I don't know, this doesn't do it for me. And what is this weird handle thing here? I don't know. Overall, this is a very expensive meal, you guys. The food and honestly the service too both need some major work in my opinion, but hopefully with the menu changes coming in May, we will see improvement in those areas. I do think everyone should eat here at least once just to say you've eaten inside of Cinderella Castle. Just be sure you request that window seat like I said at the beginning. Let me know in the comments if you've ever eaten at Cinderella's Royal Table and what your opinion of this restaurant is. And as always, let me know any questions you might have in the comments as well. Thanks for coming with us, and as always, stay magical.